I've been delivering groceries to the same elderly woman for a year. Yesterday I discovered she doesn't exist. When the pandemic hit, I lost my restaurant job and started doing grocery deliveries. Mrs. Wilson became my regular every Tuesday minus a sweet 83-year-old widow who lived alone and couldn't risk going out. Her orders were always small but specific. Organic bananas, slightly green, Earl Grey tea, Twinings only, 1 loaf of sourdough bread, and various other items that would change weekly. She'd leave detailed notes. Please check the eggs for cracks, or avocado should be firm but not hard. She always left an envelope with cash under the doormat plus a generous tip with instructions to leave everything on the porch. She'd message through the app that she was immunocompromised and couldn't risk face-to-face contact. Sometimes she'd leave little notes thanking me, occasionally a homemade cookie in a Ziploc bag. Once during a heat wave, she left a cold bottled water with a post. It that said, "Stay hydrated, dear." I found myself looking forward to Tuesdays. In a job that often feels thankless, Mrs. Wilson's small kindnesses meant everything. Yesterday was different. I arrived at her house, minus a modest blue bungalow with white trim and an immaculate garden minus, and found police cars in the driveway. An officer stopped me as I approached with the groceries. When I explained I was delivering for Mrs. Wilson, his expression changed. "How long have you been delivering here?" he asked. "About a year, every Tuesday," he sighed. "You better come with me." Inside, the house was empty, not just unoccupied, completely empty. No furniture, no curtains, nothing on the walls. The floors were dusty with clear footprints, showing where people had recently walked. "This house has been vacant for 3 years, the officer explained. "The neighbors called us because they saw lights on last night." I stood there, grocery bag still in my hands, trying to make sense of it. "But I deliver here every week. Mrs. Wilson leaves cash under the mat. She leaves notes." The officer showed me what they'd found in the kitchen: a small table, a laptop, and a printer. Next to it was a stack of printed delivery instructions, thank you notes, and of messages, minus all identical to ones I'd received. There was a file with my name on it, containing what looked like a schedule of my deliveries and notes about my preferences. "Whoever was doing this knew a lot about you," the officer said. "They knew when you'd arrive, what entrance you'd use. Here is even notes about conversations you've had." I felt sick. For a year, someone had been watching me, studying me, pretending to be an elderly woman who needed help. They never stole my personal information or harmed me. They just observed, created an elaborate fiction. For what purpose? The police are investigating, but they don't have much to go on. The payments were all cash. The app account was created with a prepaid card and fake information. I can't stop thinking about those cookies I ate, the water I drank, the person who knew I'd be standing on that porch at exactly 2:15 every Tuesday, who knew I'd mentioned my grandmother used the same tea, who knew I'd complained about the heat last July. I've requested a different delivery zone, but I still find myself looking for Mrs. Wilson's blue house on my routes. I still wonder if that cold water during the heat wave was left with kindness or something else. Who was watching me for all those months? And are they watching someone else now?